What's up, everyone? Welcome to Gun Range Talk. I'm Paul, the GUNMEISTER. I'm here with Derek. He's the guy that does the pyro and gets the guns ready and all that stuff. He's an intricate cog of the GUNMEISTER. And today's topic is going to be the ultimate home defense weapon. So let's talk about it. So I guess we'll just start with you. What do you think would be like the ultimate home defense weapon?
Claymore. Yep, you just set it in the living room, pointing towards the front door, go to bed. I'm pretty sure that's going to stop anybody that walks through that damn door. Yeah, electrify the windows.
Yeah.
like a bug zapper.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
I mean, okay. All kidding aside, pump action shotgun, short barrel.
Yeah.
That's just the way I think. I mean, I've always been a really big fan of shotguns, as you know, and I think that would do just fine. I mean, our last video kind of proved the whole pepper thing. I like that.
Yeah. What about other calibers like the 20 gauge or 410? We did a video on 410.
We did.
We set up the drywall and the chicken. And we still get buried in comments on that video, dude.
Do we?
Yeah, because the TV. You remember the TV?
Yeah. It flashed before my very eyes.
Right before my very eyes. Yeah. I don't know, man. I had no idea that TV was going to do that. I mean, I knew it was going to go bang.
Didn't know it was going to go bang.
Dude, it came right. It's like forward, man.
It was awesome.
That was a pretty good time. Yeah, we get a lot of people giving a shit about that one.
Well, I mean, you know, they weren't there. They didn't realize that we were in a controlled environment, and they didn't see the condition. I mean, you had eye protection on, as you do right now.
Right.
You know, you had a hat on, which will protect your head.
From a flat screen TV at 600 feet per second. Sure,
yeah. And so did I.
Look, I have one thing to say to those people. You ready?
Sure.
So if you're getting ready to leave a comment, here's what I have to say to you. Were you not entertained?
Right on, bro.
Right?
That's it right
That's what it's all about. I mean, we blow a lot of shit up. Sometimes 99.99% of the time our explosions go perfect, right? As planned.
Yeah.
As planned, right?
Yeah, but every once in a while you get the 410, situation where it just kind of...
The bullshittery.
Yeah, right. That's a perfect word to describe it, because we did not know that screen was going to go forward.
Right, but see, here's the thing with that. And like you said, that is a controlled environment. And if you saw what was really coming at us, it wasn't even if it hit us
bad.
Like straight on,
right,
it wouldn't have hurt us. I mean, it would have hurt, but it wouldn't have damaged you.
Right, it wasn't going to decapitate us or anything like that. No,
because it wasn't the glass, it was like the plastic.
It was flimsy plastic. If you walk up to a flat screen TV and you push on the face of it, it gives.
Right. Why are we talking about TVs, man?
Because we blow them up all the time and we don't like them. And
we hate
they're
TVs.
Fun. We hate appliances.
Generally speaking, appliances must die. All things that run off power must die.
Yes.
So to get back on it, you think a 410 is enough to defend?
I do. It doesn't have the stopping power, obviously, of a 12 gauge, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah.
Really all that goes into the, what rounds you're putting in it also.
Right.
Because there are several different rounds you could put through that, which will dictate what's going to happen on the opposite end of your 410.
Which is a good question I'd like to ask you. I mean, what kind of rounds would you run in a 12 gauge or a 410 or a shotgun for that matter, whatever it was?
For home protection?
Yeah.
Probably either birdshot or slug, because I wouldn't use buckshot, because buckshot has a spread just like the birdshot does, right? But you don't know where those extra rounds are going. If you are far enough away from the person, they will go past the person, and you don't know what's in the background. You always have to remember, and this is something that people need to understand, that you are responsible for what's behind your target also. It's not just your target, it's everything around you. You have to be aware of what's going on here, and behind your target. You don't want an innocent to get hurt, Yeah. So, I mean, birdshot or slug probably better, because that's one projectile going where I put it.
What do you think about dragon's breath for home defense, man?
That would be freaking awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. Did you know they're doing that in John Wick 4?
No.
Yeah, you remember that video we came out here and we shot Carol with the dragon's breath and set her on fire?
Hell yeah.
The guy that made the dragon's breath for John Wick called me, and we're going to get ready to do a video on that, by the way. Sent us a bunch of the dragon's breath and the box that's on John Wick 4.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so we're going to...
Score!
But apparently there's a scene in there where he lights up some bad guys with dragon's breath.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
I love it. Those are good.
Or a Hesh round.
Dude, that might be a great home defense round. The Hesh round, I forgot about that, dude.
Yeah. That
12 gauge
stop their heart, it
exploding
takes
slug.
it completely out.
Dude, I'm telling you what, man. If you used a Hesh round as a home defense round, dude, right? Okay, so I'm picturing it now. Cops show up at your house. You defend yourself with a Hesh round, right? They walk in the front door, and the first thing they're going to do is look at the ceiling, look at the walls, two legs.
There's a piece over there.
Arms stuck to the walls, right? Like, what the hell happened here? Just defending the home, hey.
I was fearful for my life, so I took care of business.
That could be a
How many people is this? That's just one.
Just one. He's all over the place now.
Yep. He ain't feeling no pain.
I like the shotgun too, man. I think there's a lot of choices. But I mean, if you're talking just logistically, like what's going to clear the house or protect you or whatever, I think a shotgun is probably going to be your best line of defense. But I mean, there's other things to consider too, because there's people that have trouble, that aren't very strong. Maybe they can't rack a gun, or they're not strong enough to hold up a shotgun, right?
Right.
So I mean, those kind of people, because like on the channel, on the GUNMEISTER, we get a ton of people saying, what do you think like of a 22 as a home defense weapon, right? And my opinion on that is really, if that's what you can use and you can hit things with it, then it's better than nothing, right?
Exactly. You pretty much have to use anything you have. A frying pan would work,
Right.
but I prefer a firearm.
I was actually reading about that, and I guess statistically they say that 61% of people shot with a 22, it's fatal. I didn't know.
Really?
I didn't know it was going to be that high, but that's what they're saying. But I also read too that out of all the bullets, all calibers, that the 22 has killed more people overall than the other caliber.
Now, could that be because it's such a small caliber and it's really easy to shoot, and you can be very, very accurate with a 22? I mean, my groupings, 30 shots, maybe 3 inches.
Yeah.
And that's at 30 feet.
In my opinion, that's not the ideal round,
For home defense.
For home defense, yeah. It's great for, rabbit hunting or whatever.
Right.
But like to defend your home, I don't know about that. But if it's what you can use, it's what you got. It's good.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, just grab whatever you can to defend yourself and your family.
Yeah. Ideally, a Claymore. I mean, ideally, it'd be a 50 BMG pistol. No, that's not real.
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle.
shoot them, your neighbors, and their neighbor.
Right. Just take care of everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree with you, man. A shotgun. But I will say this, man. Like, I would not want a long barrel shotgun.
No.
Because I see a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people. Their home defense gun is like Grandpappy's double barrel shotgun. Not that that's not going to work, but that thing's freaking 36, 40 inches long.
Yep.
And something to take into consideration is my hallways. I mean, if you have to turn in your house, that's probably going to be a problem unless you're standing upright, like spinning.
You'll have to stand the gun up to turn.
Right.
And that's going to cause a problem, especially if, you're in the heat of the moment, right? I mean, most houses are made with drywall walls, right?
Yeah.
You turn real fast with a long-barreled shotgun, you're going to bury the muzzle into the flipping wall, possibly not being able to get it out.
Right. If I had to pick one, I'd probably just go with like a bullpup shotgun.
Right.
Like a KSG or something. I like the KSG, man. I think for a home defense gun, if you're strong enough, you're able, to wield it around, I think that's probably going to be your best bet.
Have you ever had a cause to pull your weapon or to brandish it in any way, shape, or form, whether it be touch it, show it, or otherwise?
Yeah, actually I did one time. One time I was at work, and the story goes like this. This lady called me. She needed a key made for her truck that an employee had taken. I don't know if it was with permission or without, but anyway, the truck was at the employee's house. She had fired the employee, so I was out there making a key for the truck. She was out there with me, making the key. He pulls up to the house, right? And he gets out of his car, and he's kind of a sketchy dude anyway.
Right.
Kind of looks at her, runs in the house, and I said to her, I said, well, you think this is going to be a problem? She says, nah, I think it's all right. So anyway, some time goes by, I'm working out there, and this guy comes out of the front door just pissed, dude, like insanely pissed, with a razor knife in his hand, heading for her.
Like a box cutter razor knife?
Yeah, like the ones you click them up.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like heading for her. And I don't say a sprint, but a pretty good run.
Right.
And so I looked at him and he looked at me and he just didn't give a shit. I mean, he was coming.
Right.
So I had a button-up shirt like this one up, so I just kind of pulled it up and I put my hand across the handle, so it was very obvious.
Right.
He looked at that, put the box cutter down, and went inside.
Smart man.
And I told the lady, I said, look, man, I don't know about you, but that's probably not good. You might want to
get the heck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So,
some people are just stupid, man. Well, I mean, I can't say he was stupid, because when he saw your gun, he turned around and went back inside. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's a plus on his side, but that's the only one he's got.
Right.
He's still a failure.
So, we shoot a lot of guns on this channel, and if someone was to come up to you and say, hey D, what do you think the best handgun would be as far as ease of use, functionality, and caliber, what would you tell them?
Caliber would definitely be obviously the most popular, the 9mm. Out of my guns that I have, I'm really partial to my Performance Center shield, because it's accurate at a decent distance. Because it's ported, it doesn't kick like a mule. Where I do have guns that do kick like mules, and after 2 or 3 rounds, you start to feel it. Especially if you have arthritis or something like that, then you're really going to suffer.
Right.
But yeah, I'd have to go with my Performance Center shield 9mm chamber.
Yeah.
What gun do you prefer to carry?
The thing is, man, I mix it up a lot. I don't mean I carry like just random guns. I'd say my go-to most of the time is the SIG P365. Just because it fits well with like my daily, what I wear on the daily. But like if I'm going swimming or something like that, I'll use a different gun. Or if I'm riding the jet skis or the boat, different gun. If I'm hiking through the woods, different gun. I mean, it just depends on really what I'm doing.
Now, does that have anything to do with the gun itself, or is it more in lines of how much the gun is worth and whether or not you're willing to risk losing it in these activities? I mean, the boat, we both know, it's going to be, you're hard pressed to sink the boat, but you and I both know you can flip a flipping jet ski.
Yeah. That's real. Sometimes like if I'm riding like the jet ski or something where the gun could fall in the water, I have 2 things I try to do. One, I try to carry a stainless steel gun that's all stainless, and one of them I carry, it's an inexpensive gun. It's a 380. It's the, what is that called? It's a Taurus Spectrum. It's all stainless.
Right.
And sometimes I swim with it, but not usually. But like if it was to fall in the water, and never to be seen again, am I going to die over it? No. Is it going to upset me? Not really. The second question, would I not carry a gun because of the price of it? Absolutely not. My criteria to carry a gun is, 1, it has to be reliable, right? Always has to go bang. 2, I need to be really familiar with it. And 3, is it accurate? Those are my things, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't care if a gun's, $100 or $2,500. I don't care about that, because I look at it as a tool, right?
Right.
And although it may get a scratch or 2 aesthetically, functionality, it's really not going to matter.
Right. Would you still carry a $2,500 pistol into a situation where you know that there's a strong but not definite possibility that it's going to disappear?
If that was the case, probably not. But here's the thing. I'm kind of weird like this. If I have a gun, it's always in my control. You know what I'm saying by that? Like I don't ever take my gun off and just set it somewhere. And I'm not putting anything down, because there's a lot of people that do that. But like for me, it's always in my holster, in my pocket, or you know what I'm saying? I don't just like, generally speaking. And if I do set it somewhere very specific that I know, probably I'm the only one that knows it's there, like the glove box or a certain spot on the boat or whatever it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, you and I, we are gun people,
Right.
You know, and
Right.
we've been handling firearms for so long,
Right.
You know, that it's just second nature for us to know exactly where they are at all times.
Yeah.
You know, and know the condition of them, the status of them, whether they're hot, not, or whatnot.
Right.
You know, the functionality, whether
Which
they
I
will
prefer
or,
the whatnot.
Yeah,
That sounds
no doubt.
fun.
That's well,
I don't know. Hey, we got this gun. It's whatnot right now.
it's whatnot right now.
It's in the whatnot position. So
whatnot
watch your ass, boy.
it may fire backwards. We don't know.
No one knows. Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I mean, people out there that don't handle firearms as much as we do.
Right.
You know, there's a big possibility that they could set it down and get lost, or
Yeah.
like you said, go on a jet ski and it gets lost.
Capsizes and there it goes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's just certain situations.
I'm not taking like a, you know, CZ Shadow out on a freaking jet ski, you know, just whipping that bitch in the freaking footwell and being like, let's send it, you know.
If it falls off, it falls off.
Shit happens. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying, man. What do you think about capacity? I mean, you think that's a big thing for people? Like how many rounds your gun holds?
Well,
your
I mean,
defense weapon?
Oh, let's not get crazy.
I agree, but I honestly, man, if someone said, "Hey, what's the minimum rounds?" I would probably go with 5.
See, I'm iffy on that. I'd rather have at least no less than like 7 or 8.
Yeah, but like there's some revolvers that only hold 5, and there's people that use revolvers because they can't manipulate a semi-automatic.
Right.
Right.
I didn't think about that. Well, yeah, then 5 rounds at least. But I would still. You've got quick loads for revolvers. You know.
Yeah.
I'd have at least one in my pocket.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then you
And,
just
and see that brings me to a good point, man. Is you should like whatever your carry gun is, or you should have what you need with it. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So like if you need a speed loader, if you're carrying a revolver, or maybe like a flashlight.
Right.
I mean, I think for a home defense weapon, you have to have a good flashlight, like an
Oh, yeah.
O-light or something like that on there.
Yep. I agree.
And if you don't have one on your weapon, you should have one near your weapon,
Or at
near
least
you.
in your pocket or on your belt.
This is the one I always have this with me. Like I don't know if you see this. This is the let's get that to focus. Hold on. I always have this with me. This is the O-light arc field,
That's cool.
and I carry that with me at all times. All times.
Along with a pocket full of wires, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, just what a
You
random
never
shit in my
know when you'll
pocket.
need to charge it, man. Like I said, hey, if you're gonna carry it, be prepared, right? You
Yep.
never know when you need to charge something.
That's it.
You know, I don't think, as far as self-defense goes, I don't think there's really a wrong or a right thing. It's
Right.
whatever works for you.
Yeah.
You know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever you're comfortable shooting,
Right.
whatever you're comfortable carrying. You know.
Yeah, I mean, people have to understand that it's not a beauty pageant for guns. It's whatever works.
Right.
You know, whatever you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable shooting a Desert Eagle,
Hey.
okay.
Hey.
And, you know, just remember you're responsible for what's behind it, and that thing's a freaking beast.
Right.
You know, or if you're comfortable with a 22, that's great. I don't recommend a Daisy BB gun unless you're going to use it as a baseball bat. But
That's true.
I mean, a 22 will get the job done. You may have to use a few extra rounds, you know, if it comes down to it, because
Right.
it doesn't have the stopping power of, say, a 9mm with, you know, a decent, you know, defense round.
I guess it boils down to the ultimate home defense weapon is the one that works for you, that you shoot well, you control, and you're familiar with, and that makes you feel comfortable. Right.
And safe.
And safe, exactly.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's a wrap, dude. You got it.
That's it.
You just put it. That was perfect.
We could have skipped all that other shit, man, and just said that. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us for this little gun range talk. We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed spending some time talking and hanging out with you guys. We'll see you guys next time on Gun Range Talk.